Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now today's video is going to be a selection of highlight clips from the past couple of days, but I just had to start this video off with this little clip that I took on Leighton Lakes. I did just use the 300 to shoot this thing, just purely because I wanted to drop it before it got anywhere. This was multiplayer, and it wasn't going to be a diamond or any kind of rare I wanted to keep, but I just needed to get a better look at this animal. This is by far the weirdest blacktail I have ever seen. I have seen some very weird blacktail tree racks, but this one absolutely takes the biscuit for the weirdest one ever. It's completely bent backwards, it's completely out of shape, it is just absolutely bizarre. So of course I just wanted to drop him and get some screenshots just to share with people to say, look at this crazy buck. Honestly, if this had been on a rare, it would have been the coolest thing. I really wish this buck had been like a piebald or an albino, but I just had to include this just to start it off, just to show you guys. And yeah, tell me down in the comments if you've ever had one that looked like this or any other sort of weird blacktail racks, because I've seen some before that have been going backwards a little bit or have just been wonky and weird, but this is just the weirdest one by far. I honestly just didn't know what I was looking at when it ran past me. But you can see I did manage to drop him with a right lung shot from the 300. Of course, the 300 is going to drop it no matter what, and he would have been a gold, but nothing absolutely massive. And moving on to another multiplayer clip from Leighton Lakes, I found something that I was actually very excited to see. That right there is a level 4 piebald blacktail buck. Now, you may remember I got a piebald buck, I think that was a level 3 in a previous video. However, this is going to be an awesome replacement for him in that multi-mount. With it being the max weight estimate as well, I knew it should make gold because they almost always do. And he looked like he had a decent set of antlers on him. I also really like finding the rare blacktail just because it's something I haven't seen a lot of on PC, so I'm always happy to add another one to the lodge, and he just looked really good out there. That rack looked really nice, like almost a smaller version of the small diamond rack, but also a little bit wonky and a little bit sort of twisted forward, it almost looked like. But I managed to drop him there with the M1. There was a couple of decent whitetail bucks there as well, one that was especially quite big, but I'm not really interested in whitetail at this point, more interested in getting this rare buck down. And I really like the piebald blacktail, they look really pretty. But yeah, you can see his antlers are twisted and weird. Not as weird as that one that I started off this video with, but a cool looking buck nonetheless that is going to look absolutely fantastic in the collision multi-mount with the melanistic male mountain lion I got a few videos ago. But yeah, really nice. It's kind of abnormal the way that his antlers are like that, but it's not something that couldn't happen in real life. That is very much something that could happen with one antler being sort of bigger and more like upright than the other. But yeah, a sort of low double lung shot, but he wasn't going anywhere with that. And now moving on to a nighttime hunting clip from Tay Awawara multiplayer. I decided, seeing as it was European rabbit time, that I would go and look around some of the burrow locations and see if I could find anything good. Mainly looking for a leucistic or maybe a bigger gold melanistic, even though they're not that rare, but especially looking for a level 3. Now, I noticed this paler one zipping through the grass, and as I spotted him, he was actually a level 3, which is really awesome. And something I've noticed a lot recently is they used to go into the burrows when you spooked them. Now they seem to just run out into the grass quite a bit more, and you can actually lose them in the longer grass if you're not careful. But this little guy walked out onto this very barren little piece of earth, and it meant that I could get a really nice look at him and just wait basically until he gave me a shot, and he just stopped there, so I popped him with the 22. I could have taken him while he was walking, but it's also cool to just see a max level animal just chilling like that. And just picking him up here, he was a diamond, a light grey as well, which is why he looked paler, and I really like this fur type for the European rabbit. I think they look really, really nice. And yeah, definitely one that I'm really happy to get because this was the last small game diamond that I needed to actually go in the trophy lodge. I have had a diamond one on Xbox, but I needed one for my PC trophy lodge, so really happy to find that. And moving on to a Rancho del Arroyo multiplayer server, I again was looking for level 3 antelope jackrabbits, and what did I find? A level 3 antelope jackrabbit. So I very quickly hit record. It says they're fleeing, but this happens a lot with the rabbit species. It'll say that they're fleeing and they're actually just sitting there like that. So it gave me plenty of time to get the 22 out and actually pop him there. And they never run very far when they do flee, so had he actually made some movements and tried to run, it wouldn't have been that hard to find him. You can see the others aren't even that far away, even after a shot. But this one was definitely a different fur type to the level 3 I already had, and he did make diamond at 6.50, and he's a grey fur type, whereas my first diamond one was a dark brown. So that is going to look really, really awesome in the Trophy Lodge in the Rival Rabbits multi-mount, where he'll be fighting the dark brown one I got. Was really, really, really happy to find this. These level 3 Antelope Jackrabbit are notoriously quite hard to find. They're not the most easy diamond to actually get, which is really cool. And I love the Antelope Jackrabbit models. They're just gorgeous. And the shine on this guy's fur, it's just really, really beautiful. And I'm so happy that I can finally have that multi-mount. Moving back to a Te Awawara clip, it was nighttime and it was red deer drink time, and so I decided that I would have a look at a few of the lakes, basically just to see if I could try and find a rare red stag. The only rare red stag I had on PC was like a level 3 piebald male, which looked really kind of weird in the Flea State multi-mount. However, I did have several rare hinds, albinos and piebalds, and as I came over here, I spotted what was very obviously an albino stag, just absolutely glowing there amongst the vegetation. And it was a level 5, so a decent size, and it looked like he had one of the better level 5 racks as well. So I was really pleased to find this, just to get an improvement for the Trophy Lodge. And the fact that he was albino as well, it just meant that I could put him with one of the albino hinds I have, and have my albino Flea State multi-mount again. But I popped him there with the M1 and he wasn't going to go very far with that shot. And you can see there, he just collapsed on the little bit of the shoreline there. And like I said, they just absolutely glow in the night. And that massive mythical running past was like almost like the troll level 9 rack, basically. Is just awesome. And it would have been cool if that had been the albino, but in a way, I don't really like that rack that much. Whereas this level 5 rack kind of looks good to me. It looks more like a realistic, decent sized stag that you might find up in Scotland here in the UK. It's a really nice looking animal. And yeah, he's so obviously albino, picking him up there. Such a beautiful animal. The rare red stags really do look awesome. And I was just so excited to finally have one that I could put in the main Trophy Lodge and be happy with. And yeah, maybe it'd be nice to get one of the big level 7s. Those are my favourite red deer racks, is the really palmated big level 7s. But for now, this guy is going to be going on that multi-mount with an albino hind, and if I do get a bigger rare stag, then he will get moved to a wall mount. But for now, just so happy to have one. And now moving on to a Medved tiger multiplayer clip. I came down to this little lake, and the animal I actually ended up hitting record for was not the animal that ends up being the focus of this clip. So we have a little leucistic level 1 female going across, but they're nothing too rare. And I was scanning around hoping to see a level 5 reindeer. That's really what I'm wanting, is a diamond reindeer. And what do I spot? A level 5 reindeer. I didn't think that that guy was going to be a level 5 at all. And I hit record knowing that he was going to troll, basically. He has an estimate where technically he could make it, but I knew he was going to troll. And I whistled there just basically to see if I could get him to either trot in a way that I could get a shot on him, or just make him move into a way that I could get a shot. But he ended up trotting perfectly, and I managed to get a single lung shot on him there, which was pretty ideal. But I always make sure to just keep an eye and just spot everything as it's fleeing in case I have missed something. And this clip very much proves why that is important, because I forgot to spot those couple of musk deer, and the very second one I spot is a level 3. That is awesome. To see 2 max level animals at the same lake is always really, really, really cool. Even if you know, like, that reindeer, I knew he was gonna troll. I only hit record in case I needed some footage for, like, an update video, like from the other day, or something like that. But very quickly, I knew that I needed to go and get this musk deer more than picking up that level 5 reindeer, because this actually had a very good chance at being a diamond. That estimate was really quite big. And I was just running across here trying to get his attention so that he would go alert and just stop and give me some kind of broadside or frontal shot. You don't need the most amazing shot for a musk deer with the 243. Pretty much any shot is going to take them down. So I waited for him just to get into a good position here and waited until I was comfortable and dropped him on the spot with the 243. Now, I absolutely love using the 243 on musk deer. Like I said, it will drop them as long as you hit them pretty much anywhere in the central body mass. But of course, I keep that shot nice and far forward so that it will get a vital check and make diamond if he can. And I was really hoping that this guy would. I really like the musk deer. I know a lot of people don't really like them because they don't have like big impressive antlers, but I think they're really cool. And he did make diamond again, a really big diamond as well, at 269.50. That is 20 points over diamond. That is a huge diamond musk deer, an absolute monstrous little buck. Of course, I did pick up the level 5 reindeer after this, and of course, as I mentioned, I thought that he was going to troll. He did troll by quite a large margin. So, still looking for that diamond reindeer, but this is definitely a really good consolation prize. Once again on a Rancho Del Oro multiplayer server. I'm along that bottom road in the south that is a hotspot of activity for nearly all of the animals on the map, save peccary and bobcat. And basically, I just come here looking for rare pheasants or diamond pheasants or rare or diamond antelope jackrabbit. And as I was scanning around, I spotted what looked to be a very pale female pheasant in the grass. And as she took off, I could see that that was very definitely a white-coloured hen. So I very quickly hit record here, trying to battle with the lag as well that happens in this location. And she was doing the thing that the level 3 in the previous video did, where they just flee, and she flew for such a long way. Normally, the pheasants don't even fly that far, and then they'll almost turn around and come back, but this is the second pheasant I've encountered where they have just taken off and gone. I managed to get the Argus scope on her here and just try and keep her spotted for as long as possible. I also decided that I would just throw a couple of random 22 shots over at it just to try and hit it, and if I did, of course, I would still get the full score as it was in the air. You can take them in the air with the 22 and still get the full score. They just have to be not on the ground. But she flew for a long way, and thankfully the scope allowed me to keep her spotted for most of that flight, and then I managed to follow her tracks here. And when I picked up her tracks, it actually said she was leucistic. I was expecting her to be an albino, but I was really, really, really pleased to pick up the leucistic track because I've been trying to get a pair of each of the rares. And then what happened is that she ended up running along this piece of terrain straight towards me, which was pretty much the most perfect thing that could have happened there. And I seemed to miss that first shot completely, but the second shot definitely got her. You could see sort of the puff of, it almost looks like a puff of dust that comes off of them when you hit them. I guess it's supposed to be like the feathers when you would hit the bird in the air, but it just looks like a cloud of dust that comes out of them. But there was a lot more blood than from when I shot that level 3 in the previous video. However, I did have my dog on hand, so I thought I'd put him on the blood just in case I couldn't find it for whatever reason. However, I could see her on the ground over here. She hadn't gone far at all, thankfully. But walking over to it, you can see that there is definitely a difference between the leucistic hens and the albinos. Like, these have very clear, distinct markings that the albino hens do not have. So I quickly thought that I better praise my dog, even though he seemed a bit confused, and then I could pick up this beautiful leucistic hen pheasant. Just trying to make sure I could get a good screenshot there against the sky. But yeah, a leucistic hen pheasant. So now I have a pair for the leucistics. I have a female melanistic and female albinos. So I'm hoping that I'll get a male melanistic and a male albino. Probably going to start grinding for those on and off. But definitely a really beautiful bird to add to the trophy lodge. Now, on the same Rancho Del Oro server, I became host, and I decided to make it peccary drink time as I've been looking for rare peccaries, and you may have seen there that on the right-hand side of the screen, it said I picked up a male Melanistic Peccary track. Now, this is one of my favourite clips of this entire video. I have been so excited to share this because I have not seen any screenshots of them. Apparently, I've just missed them, but these are extremely rare. I've definitely never seen any footage of one. I'd heard of one person shooting one, but like I said, personally, I'd never seen any screenshots of one, never seen any real, like, hard evidence that one had, these existed even. But to find a track of a melanistic, of an animal that you've never seen or seen anyone shoot, is crazy. And I was so excited, and I was scared that I was going to crash or something because I'd been crashing all day. And I managed to get a zone from it that was actually a feeding zone rather than a drinking zone. It was right by a lake. So I basically decided I'd change the times back to their feed time and come and stake them out at their zone. Now, I could see this little group in here, and I knew that he must be one of them. So I was looking around, I knew that he was an 18 to 22 kilo male, and then I just spotted him there in the centre of that group. You can see that that is just a jet black peccary. That is one of the coolest things I have ever seen in this entire game. And make no mistake, this is an incredibly rare animal. There were several people that, when I showed them the screenshot, they had no idea that these even existed. And like I said, I wasn't sure that they existed, but picking up at one's track, I knew that they had to. So it was so cool to just be like, not knowing what you're going to see. I had no idea what a melanistic peccary was going to look like. I wasn't sure if it would have the collar the same as the other peccaries and it would just be darker, a bit like the wild boar melanistics. But no, this is a fully jet black animal. Even its nose and hooves are black. This is one of the coolest rares I've ever shot. And like I said, to have one that not a lot of people have is always really cool. But immediately tax this thing. Even though he's only a small silver, you just don't see a lot of these guys. And rare peccaries seem pretty rare in general, but I've seen albinos, I've seen leucistics, I'd not seen a melanistic. I know that other people had shot a few of them, not very many, but I'd never seen one. And I am just so thrilled to have gotten one. Double lung and spine with the M1, so he wasn't going anywhere. Just an awesome looking animal. And he's going to look so cool fighting the leucistic gold male in the lodge. I'm just so pleased to have one of these. It's really awesome. So now all I need is an albino, and then I'll have all of the rares for peccary. So definitely going to keep looking for an albino. And finally, this is the last clip of this video, and again, it's something I've been very excited to share because you don't see a lot of these either. You may recall I have been grinding to get a pair of each of the rare lion fur types as well. Well, on this multiplayer server that I got host of, it was lion drink time, and I came to the Twin Lakes, which is such a good spot for lions, and I spotted something I was so excited to see. That right there is an albino female lion, and it's a level 4 albino as well. I really quickly hit record as she was walking around alert over there. But oh my gosh, how cool is it to see an albino lion again? This is only the second albino lion I've ever seen. Both of them have been females, both of them in multiplayer. But just look at that gorgeous cat. And I went to take a shot here, which I assume she ducked because she'd gone calm again, and she looked like she just moved and that she must have just ducked that shot. But she did the thing that lions do, they don't normally run very far, and so I managed to pop a chest shot in her there. But that got her, that second shot got her, and that's all I cared about. I was so desperate to just pick this thing up before anything could go wrong. These are so rare to see, and I'm just so thrilled to finally have found one again. Still need a male, but my gosh, am I happy to have another albino lion again. Because the last one I had was on Xbox, and that was on multiplayer, and now I have one for my PC trophy lodge, and she's going to look fantastic in the Breadwinner multi-mount. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. A couple of really special animals in this one that I've been really looking forward to sharing. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you guys again soon with more Call of the Wild and classic content.